Hey guys, this is Mudit from SAP HANA One Engineering, and our team is really proud to announce a brand new release of our product. With HANA One Revision 80, you can now manage multiple HANA One instances from just one console, send messages directly to HANA One team, and launch more HANA instances. Moreover, this release has increased security with root not being the default SSH login user. And still, HANA One remains the easiest, quickest, and cheapest way to get your hands on SAP HANA database for productive use. In this series, I will walk you through launching, setting up, and getting familiar with HANA One on AWS. To get started, using either Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox browser, do a Google search for SAP HANA One. The first hit should bring you to our product page on AWS Marketplace. This page gives a detailed overview of HANA One, and I will walk you through some of the important sections here. You can also get to this page directly by bookmarking the link here. As you're probably aware, HANA is SAP's in-memory compute platform and lets you run analytical and transactional queries on the same database. HANA uses massively parallel computation and large amounts of RAM to run your analytical queries in seconds instead of days and hours. This release of HANA One runs on SUSE Linux Enterprise Server version 11 SP3 and is released as 64-bit Amazon machine image. One of the big highlights of this release is being able to manage multiple HANA One instances from just one console. And this is a star feature of this release. Also, security is greatly increased by disabling default root user login. Now, if you want to log into the instance using SSH, you will have to use the EC2-user. This version of HANA One comes with SAP HANA Database Revision 80 and free upgrade packages available to you as they are released. As I make this video, HANA Revision 83 is already released for upgrade from HANA One console. On the right-hand side, we have some basic pricing information for you. Right now, you can launch HANA One as one of two instance types offered by AWS. You can either use the CC2 8 extra large instance type or the newer C3.8 extra large instance type. These two instance types are more or less similar to each other, and they differ slightly with different ratios of CPU to memory. You can also pick one of 7 different regions to launch HANA One in. For example, if you're based in Australia, then launching HANA One in Sydney might be the best option for you. But if you're based in US like me, then launching in Virginia or Oregon might be the way to go. As we scroll down, we have some more detailed information available to you. One of the important things I want to point out that we offer only community support for HANA One. The links to community support page are also provided below. Developers from our team, including myself, actively monitor our community support page, and we usually get back to people in about a day. We also have links to our frequently asked questions page and our quick start guide that I highly recommend you browse through before you launch HANA One. After reading all this information, click on the Continue button to get to the next step. By this time, we assume that you have already set up your AWS account and logged in. If you have not already logged into AWS account, it will ask you for your username and password. This brings us to AWS's one-click launch page. On the right-hand side, we have some pricing information. And on the left-hand side, we have options such as regions, instance types, VPC settings, security group settings, and key pair settings. Every time you launch HANA One from this page, a new security group with the following rules will be created. You are free to add or remove ports and restrict inbound traffic to them after they have been created and attached to the instance. You can also choose an existing security group to be attached to this instance. Below security group, you can also pick which key pairs to attach to your instance. Key pairs lets you log into the instance using SSH. Here you can select one of either existing key pairs, or if you have not created one already, Amazon will give you an option to create one key pair here. Let's quickly look at the pricing information. The cost presented to you assumes that you will be running HANA One for 24 hours a day for 30 days straight. The total cost it shows for me is little less than $2,000 US, with about $700 in software cost and the rest in AWS infrastructure. This cost may be a little less or more for you depending on the options that you choose. So I have looked at the settings and it all looks good to me. So I will click on the big orange button to launch HANA One. At this point, AWS will show you a message saying that the instance is launching. This page has some details such as the region it is launching in, security group, key pair name, etc. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes for the instance to fully come up. To check the status of the instance, let's go to AWS's EC2 console. To go to the console, type in aws.amazon.com in your browser window and select Management Console from the drop-down to the top right of the page. From this dashboard, you can manage all your EC2 infrastructure, including instances, volumes, key pairs, armies, etc. Click on the instances link to the left, and we can see that the instance that we just launched is coming up. It is usually a good practice to name instances, as it becomes easier to identify them later instead of relying on cryptic instance IDs that are really hard to remember. Now we will wait for the status checks to say 2x2 checks passed. At this time, the instance will be ready for use. So far, we have talked about how to quickly launch HANA One instance from AWS one-click launch page. In the next videos, I will walk you through the first-time configuration and setup for HANA One. Thanks for watching.